the stairways we got? Oh, balls. We need to play with balls right now. Welcome to interesting music. Welcome to Backward Poiesis. It's pretty much a liminal spaces type of game. And we're gonna try it out right now. This new game. It looked good. Price right. Why not? It's based on the testimony of a person who discovers certain unexplained images. His name will be tentatively Mr. A. Story from some time ago. So I moved to a new place. I won't mention the name, but it's a well-known regional city on a national scale. There were numerous properties available, but one I chose was somewhat unusual. I'm not entirely sure of the details, but it appears that the previous owner had fled in the middle of the night. Well, although most people might find it a bit off-putting, the rent was quite reasonable, and I considered it an unexpected find, so I decided on it right away. The reason is that, due to the nature of my job, I often have to transfer. To reduce the burden of moving, I make it a point to choose furnished properties. Up until the day of the move, there weren't any particular issues. I took care of the contract and prepared for the move. Now let me tell you about the day of the move. I took the Shinkansen in the morning, then transferred to a local train. Let's see, I believe I arrived around midday. I was waiting in front of the building for the movers, but I got a message saying they were stuck in traffic. It was an unbearably hot summer day, so I decided to wait inside the room to escape the heat. The electricity had already been set up. So I looked for the remote to turn on the air conditioner. As I was searching, I happened to glance at the bed frame that was already in the room. So when I looked, there was something under the bed frame. At first I thought it might be a remote, but as I reached out, I realized it was something else. A video camera. Under the bed frame was a video camera. Yes, it was quite an old video camera. Of course, I was startled for a moment, but I figured it was probably something left behind by the real estate company, or maybe the cleaning crew. So without thinking much of it, I playfully pressed the power button. The screen showed that it was powering up. After the camera powered up, out of curiosity, I thought I'd check to see if any footage was left on it, and there was actually quite a lot. The person who recorded it seemed to be a 32-year-old man working in construction, living with his family of 3. I think he was on a temporary work assignment alone. It was probably the video camera of someone with kids. When I looked at the thumbnails, most of them showed bright scenes inside a home or smiling face of a young child. What made me feel a bit uneasy was that only the most recent video had a thumbnail that felt a little different in atmosphere. You see, it looked like it was inside some building, but it was unusually dark. The light from a flashlight was illuminating the room. That got me curious, so I decided to play the video first. Excuse me for a moment. I got a call. Is it alright if I take it? Sorry about that. A few minutes later. Sorry about that. It was a call from work. But everything's fine now. We were talking about the video camera, right? Well, yes. Actually, I've already thrown that camera away, so I don't have it anymore. Why would you do that? I didn't want to get involved. I didn't want to get involved in anything troublesome by taking it to the police. And the real estate company said they had no idea all about it either. More than anything, it was the content of the video, you see. I tend to dwell on the past quite a bit. You should probably stop that. So I think I just wanted to get rid of the camera as quickly as possible. At first I thought it might be some kind of prank, but for something just meant to disturb someone, it seemed a little too reliable. The content of the video, you ask? It's a bit of a long story, is that right? Alright then. The video showed a dark and spacious space, and it was this place. Okay, we're playing out that video. Inorganic concrete pillars coldly penetrate the empty space. We don't have legs. The space continues further back. Let's see what's over here. It looked like a space for an elevator. So this one actually has a lot of story to it. What's down here? Only his footsteps echo. I can constantly hear his anxious breathing. I'm kind of glad I can't hear that, because that is annoying. There's a hall pierced by pillars. The path divides into 3 parts. Gonna go straight. I can't seem to go to the other side. I like this flashlight. Now this is how light should spread. There's a small room. With broadcast equipment. Can interact with it. There were many monitors. A button that we can't interact with. As long as there are no monsters, I'm good. I don't really feel like running from anything. Get that enough in these. I don't mind the exploration type of liminal space. Wandering aimlessly, he seemed to know no way. I literally don't. If he doesn't know the way, this was a very dangerous situation. Got nothing to lose in this. At this juncture, with this seemingly endless darkness. If the batteries of the flashlight run out, that makes me understand his behavior as he continues to walk. Cause there ain't no way to get more batteries. He's left with no choice but to keep walking. I can only imagine his fear in the dark. Oh, an elevator. Suddenly I saw a ray of light. Elevator. It works automatically. Behind the door was a little space. I can't believe the devastation a while ago. Would such a space exist in an abandoned building? Looked like a movie theater there. It does. Get your tickets. Food and drink. The lobby. There's a unique atmosphere peculiar to the movie theaters. What creates this atmosphere? Let's go 1, 2, 3. According to one study, people who recognize the same story synchronize their brain activity and heart rate. Continuously, this synchronization occurs when people are far apart. And it is said to occur unconsciously, regardless of emotion. If this kind of action occurs, then an object that many people see at the same time may induce people's consciousness into one. Movie theater. This does look like a modern theater. I'm going up here just for the lulz. Yeah, not bad. Good luck. Oh, we can actually walk through the aisles. I'm surprised he had nothing to say about this. What's gonna play? 3, 2, 1. An Asian man. Okay. What appeared on the screen was the face of the videographer. So that was us. There's something here that recognizes me. How horrified he must have been to realize it. How many stairways we got? Oh, balls. We need to play with balls right now. But we will get in the elevator with some balls. Let's push this ball in there. Yeah, you're coming with us. The balls are alright. Yes, yes. So far, so good. We only have one ball. And here are the rest of the balls. So where are we now? Some kind of fun pit. When he got off the elevator, the place looked like a children's facility. Yeah, it's like one of those fun, timey horror games. Unnatural cheerfulness, on the contrary, stirs uneasiness. But at the same time, we feel nostalgic, perhaps because we've seen similar places. Your childhood memories, the educational facilities you saw on TV, or the places you visited in your dreams. We trust our memories unconsciously and unconditionally. But human memories are as unstable as a child's balloon playground equipment. Yeah, we can misremember a lot of things. An experiment was conducted. Yeah. Know where this is going. Subjects were asked to watch an advertisement for a theme park. The ad included a scene in which a child shakes hands with a rabbit character at a theme park. They let us get on the ship. Nice. But yeah, I've never seen any of these used in a game yet. So this is something unique to this game. After the experiment, 25% of participants indicated that they had actually met the rabbit character in the advertisement at that theme park. Something that we can. Is a video gonna play? No. Seemed like we were really short. Some respondents said they not only shook hands, but also hugged, and others said they certainly remembered the fluffy touch of hands and ears. They were mistaken. That did not happen. Back to the darkness. However, the ad was created only for the purpose of experimentation, and the rabbit character does not exist in the ad's theme park. In another experiment, subjects were instructed to do this. Please spend a few minutes imagining the painful experience of having a piece of skin taken from your finger by a nurse when you were a child. After the experiment, many participants claimed to recall such experiences in the past, and some even described their experiences in detail, including the smell of disinfectant. However, the story of skin being harvested from fingers is a fiction for the sake of experimentation, and medical policy records prove that it does not exist. Perfect for the place we're in now. What these experiments have shown is that the memories we trust are vulnerable, and that it is easy to make false images of others perceived as true events. Then how can you prove that the past you believe really happened? Easy. You just know. I just know. Some things is hard to forget. Yes. New area. Special exhibition, backward Poiesis. The name of the game right there. The next place he arrived at looked like an art museum display room. The love letter. There's some interesting art. I do like art. The Sun, Edvard Munch. Today, painting is often perceived as a mere entertainment. Progress of love, the meeting. The pursuit. But most art is created with a clear intention and purpose. The lover crowned. Love letters. One example of such a painting is a religious painting. Honeysuckle bower. Dance in the country. Before the development of religious painting, religion was spread by written and oral means. However, there is inevitably a limit to the information that can be conveyed in audio and text alone. Also, this is true even today. Many people do not want to read text because they consider them monotonous, and I can agree. Hence what we're doing in this game, reading a lot of text. It should be. Therefore, religious art was created to tell religious stories more effectively. Visual representations can help tell a story to those who cannot read. Jealousy. Sonata. Sorrowing old man. Despair. Also, a clear representation of God's image can be remembered as an impression of reality. About to put on a show? Oh, this could have been a theater. In other words, visual expression is indispensable to tell a story to a large number of people and to make a strong impression at the same time. Like, this one has no nameplate. Same with all these. Maybe just telling the story. Liminal spaces. But he would have no time to think about that. Lost alone in this space. Hence, no names. Because all that fills his head is loneliness and anxiety. Nice. Art museum done. I guess we're going to the baths. Women, men. Let's go the women way. This has to be the baths, right? Or the pools. Changing rooms, perhaps. Bit of screen tearing. The sticky heat is entangled in the skin. The floor is humid due to the unusual humidity. I'm just glad it's not dark. And we can go this way. The smell of chlorine gets stronger the further he goes. I knew this at the pools. Should be seeing this one. It was a different world ruled by water. Don't think we want to fall in there. Yeah, there may be a way out. Floors are always wet and uncomfortably slimy. On a water tunnel. Yeah, I've never seen this one before. Definitely new. Ah, nice. Do it again. I want to get a shot. Oh. I want a shot of that. If he drowns here, no one will come to his rescue. It is said that humans have an instinct to fear of water. Yeah. But did you know that our world used to be filled with fluid? Yeah, we kind of evolved from water. In the 17th century, science, the aether theories was widely believed. Give me a history lesson. Let's do it. According to this theory, the world was thought to be filled with a fluid called ether, and many natural phenomena were thought to be caused by the ether. In other words, people living in the 17th century perceived the world as filled with fluid. These ideas were debunked as science developed. I love how this flashlight works. The light spreading like it should. You know, it's not like tunnel vision. Today we recognize that the world is filled with particles. But have you noticed? To recognize a world filled with particles, it is nothing less than creating a world to which you belong. Just as people of that time lived in a fluid called the ether, I'm assuming we go up that way. Yep. Good old elevator. Goodbye pools. That was a new one. Definitely have not been to this one. Open her up. It looked like a brand new kindergarten there. It did. Guess it is some kind of school. When I hear the word kindergarten, I am reminded of a certain incident. Yeah, I remember my time, kindergarten, years ago. It was interesting times. Back when times were better. In that class, something called Hero that lived in the closet was the talk of the children. Guess we go in these class. Perhaps to discipline the preschoolers, a nursery school teacher told them, if you do something bad, something would come out of the closet. How could it cause such an event later on? It occurred during nap time, which takes place in a kindergarten. And the nursery school teacher in charge of the class closed the blackout curtains and put the children down as usual. She didn't look particularly different from usual, so she locked the classroom door and went to the staff room to get her papers. A short time later, the nursery teacher in charge of the class next door burst into the staff room looking upset. The child care worker says she heard multiple children screaming and the sound of heavy footsteps coming from the next door. She rushed back to the classroom and opened the door to find the classroom in an unusual situation. In the darkness, many children were panicking, screaming, running around, terrified. Many children complained of feeling ill, and 3 children were taken out to the hospital, but none of the students had life-threatening injuries. Nursery school teachers interviewed the children in the class to determine the situation. According to the child, something like this happened in the classroom. At first it was a classroom, just like another, nothing out of the ordinary. When the lights turned off and the dark curtain was drawn, the classroom was filled with silence. However, one of the children suddenly shouted out loud saying this. "There's a big face. It's looking at me." The children unconsciously turned their attention to the closet. And then... what is it? Open. There's a big face. In the end, this incident was concluded to be nothing more than a case of mass hysteria among the children. That was interesting. Interesting bit. Mass hysteria. It was speculated that the darkness and absence of the nurse teacher led the children to panic, prompting a review of procedures. Interesting bit this is. Since then, it is said that no similar incidents have ever occurred at that kindergarten again. Is our time over here? However, the identity of the face-like object peeking out the closet captured on security cameras the night after the incident is still unknown. Interesting. That was an interesting bit. Something sounds stingy. I don't know what that noise is. Oh, this is your traditional liminal space or back rooms. Well, day before him was a room with yellowed wallpaper. I don't like the sound of those lights. Got a buzzing sound. Probably gonna get more lost in this. The unpleasant hum of the fluorescent light continued to buzz. Yeah. I don't like that buzzing. A faintly damp and filthy carpet stretched endless across the floor. Even through the screen, the eerie atmosphere of the room was palpable. Yeah, I was afraid we get a section like this, an actual backrooms like segment. As I watched the footage, I noticed something. It's a long footage on here. Lengthy footage. What'd you notice? I hope we're going the right way. I remember seeing similar footage in the past. This happened to other people, that's why. Perhaps you've seen it too, haven't you? Yeah, I've seen it in other games. If that's the case, what could it possibly mean? It means that a lot of games have used this concept. The yellow carpets, the yellow wallpaper. I'm just trying to get out of here. So far, this is the worst area. Because it's not realistic. Thank you for listening to my story for so long. It's almost over. One could hope. I just want to get out of this area. I ended up talking about a lot of unnecessary things, but please don't mind that. Yeah, you're talking about a lot of philosophical stuff. What's important is that you've accepted and recognized this story. Does he keep running? Let's try to recall the details of the story from the beginning. He went into another world. from the beginning. No, we ain't doing all that over. He went to another world. Okay, what's the other world? And did he make it out? Oh, that's how the camera got under the bed. He never returned. Makes sense now. Sir, which is French for on. Thought it was good. Tell the story. Backwards Poiesis. No problem. And we played the game to the end. That was our achievement. And it changed the language. But we're done. That's backwards Poiesis. Not bad. Can be had for under $5. Until next time.